Hi, my name is Melissa Hesselmeyer, and I am the Health Sciences Librarian at Lone Star College Montgomery. I am here to provide research support to students. Part of that research support involves me assisting you with your research assignments, and in the case of this assignment, finding scholarly, peer-reviewed sources to support your position on causation of the obesity epidemic. One of the hardest parts of a research assignment is getting started. You've been provided a focus for your project, and the first thing you will want to do is start gathering some background information on that topic. At this stage, it's okay to use a search engine to gather background information, but make sure you are visiting websites where the author or organization is considered an authority on the subject matter. In the case of health and medicine, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the National Institute of Health, and the National Library of Medicine are reputable organizations and creators of very solid resources. You can also utilize some of the library's reference databases like Credo to gain background information on your topic. It's important to note that a database is not a search engine. Although search engines like Google are okay to use when you start building your knowledge on a topic, you do not want to use them to find credible resources. Search engines are not appropriate for finding credible, authoritative information for research purposes. You can avoid having to review all of the results from a Google search by using Lone Star College's research databases to find quality scholarly resources. I often have students ask me what exactly is a scholarly source. Scholarly publications are written works that have been through a rigorous process of peer review. Experts in the subject matter review the work for quality and determine if it is deserving or undeserving of publishing. When experts review the work, they are looking at authority, relevance, currency, and sound methodology of the work. After conducting background research and focusing my research topic, I have come up with the following research question. Is there a relationship between how much fast food people are eating and the obesity epidemic? Now that we have narrowed the focus of our research, you will need to come up with a strategy for searching in the databases. The process is easy and involves 3 steps: identifying keywords, brainstorming synonyms, and using Boolean operators. When identifying keywords, I want to focus on the main ideas in my research question. The main ideas for my question are fast food and obesity. The second step is taking the main concepts that I identified in step 1 and then identify synonyms or other keywords that could be used to describe the same concepts. I can use different resources to help me create this list, like reference databases, ebooks, journal articles, and my own personal knowledge. For fast food, I've identified junk food, takeout, drive-through, and food swamp as additional keywords I could use. For obesity, I've identified overweight, body fat, and BMI. The last step in developing a search strategy is to take the keywords I've identified, select the best terms, and then connect them with Boolean operators. Boolean operators consist of and, or, and not. Let's take a look at the most commonly used Boolean operators and or. Let's start with and. When we use and between 2 keywords, it tells the database to bring back results that include all search terms in the record. This narrows our search results. Or is most often used between synonyms or like concepts. For example, I could use or between body mass index and BMI, which are keywords that mean the same thing. Using or between the terms will ensure that I am getting all of the research that is covering that particular topic. Or will expand our search results. Based on the keywords we've identified and the Boolean operators we've learned about, we can connect terms and create a search string like the example on the screen. And this search string can be entered into our databases. Now you are ready to take your skills into the databases. You will often need to search multiple databases to find the information you need. If you're having trouble selecting databases for your topic, navigating within that database, or more generally finding resources, the librarians are here to help.